Breathe in, breathe out, hold. In, hold, out, hold. In, hold, out slowly. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to start today with a breathing episode. I'm walking in the forest. I just was recording for you guys and it started raining, so I had to cut the recording short. So I'm doing the take 2, and I wanted to talk about death today. That's why I wanted to start with the breathing exercise, because it's a little meditation. And what I read in this book that I started by Rinpoche, and it's been released in 1992. This book talks about death and kind of like a Tibetan monk, Buddhist perspective, who's been in a monastery since he was half a year old, and he was learning from his teachers who also passed away, and how he dealt with death and how he went through it, and what he felt when one of his teachers was getting sick. I just started the book. I'm like 60-70 pages in, so it's quite a thick book, so I'm excited for the rest of it. But I wanted to talk about death today, since we're in autumn and it's coming up to Halloween and the Day of the Dead. Also in Lithuania, we have this celebration for the people who passed away. We go and light candles on their graves and we think about them, And in Lithuania, we have this. We really take care of our dead ones in the way of looking after their places where they were buried, the cemetery. And in this book, it said there was a conversation between a woman and a man, and they were also monks, and they were talking about when they arrived to France or something, and the woman was saying, look, in the West they even take care of the dead ones really well. All the cemeteries are really clean and everything. They have a clean home for the dead. And the man said something along the lines of, yeah, they have clean home for the dead, but they also have clean homes for the living dead. Because when we are attached to this world and to the benefits of this world, to seemingly benefits, all the cars, all the houses, the everything that we can attain in this world, we're sort of living, and when we're not putting in effort into practicing our meditations on the not physical, the inner, we get attached to this world so much that we start to become miserable, because the whole society is built on do things fast. We don't to live in the now, to live in the present, as in like, earn more, gain more, but we don't think about what will happen when we have to say goodbye to all of that. Because when we start to get ill, when we start to get old, and we can't carry so much like we used to carry, we then everything starts coming, starts to come crashing down. And we don't have to live like that. We can think about death and meditate on death daily, even hourly. As I started to read this book yesterday, this morning I've found myself feeling joyful. Like I don't feel that too often, but I was sitting in my room, I was reading this book, and I was like, I'm living a good life, like I don't have too much of material things, but I don't need too much. I need what I have right now. I'm studying, I'm working, just simple things like the day is busy. Recording these videos, reflecting with you guys. I haven't been able to record in the last couple of days, and I just felt like I needed this time as well to reflect. And the sun is coming out. Perfect. So I felt like I was enjoying the moment this morning. I was looking through the window at the autumn, and it's sort of a death happening as well. The summer has ended, the cycle has ended, and it will come alive again. But we need to turn the cycle. We need to go through death. And there's also in the book they talked about that a little bit. See, I don't even know that. I don't know about death. Like I can just feel observing the world, what happens, when the nature dies in the autumn, there comes a winter, and there comes a time of pause, of big restart, let's call it, when everything's just sort of, everything just becomes still. Sorry, the camera got a bit smudged. Hopefully it's a bit better now. The sun is out, so you can see all the smudges on the lens. Everything becomes still. And I think when we become still daily, or at least weekly, or I don't know, every once in a while, we sort of embrace the little death. Because death happens every day, Morning comes to an evening, and everything just turns this cycle. And we are going to turn that cycle too. But if we don't become still, we only get busy with moving around, with doing things. We're so attached to moving and doing and everything that we just fill ourselves up. We fill our lives up with all of this physical nonsense that in the end isn't making us happy. Like it's not making us fulfilled. But then you stop. You embrace the little death. You stop all the movement. You sort of imagine how it's going to be when you're dead. Because you stop. You can feel that it's not that scary. And the joy comes back, and you don't need to gain anything, You can just live and enjoy the present. I think that's what's important in life. Because I don't know, for a long time I was running around chasing something, and I just burnt out. And I had to go to the hospital. I was taking drugs, and I was not happy, I was in a state where, I don't know, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good either. So I had to stop. And if we don't stop every once in a while, I think we can bring upon ourselves the madness, we can we're embracing the madness. And maybe you're supposed to be mad in this world because it's a mad world, but maybe you're not supposed to die before your time. But I think thinking about it and meditating on it and meditating in general is a beneficial thing for your soul and for the realization, because I really felt present today. I really felt happy, you know. And you can say good for you, well done, but in a way I'm just trying to help, you know. And I don't know if you're running around, maybe you're an enlightened being and you don't need any of this exercise, but I think we're all human beings and we all forget what's really important, that this life is just a stage, you know. We go through it and we will turn the cycle around and life will end eventually and we'll get old and it won't be so exciting, you know. It will be, health will be the most important, but when we embrace this little death, this meditation, we can feel our bodies more. We can increase our, I don't know, like just the feeling of the body, you know, because it's like it's not going to last forever. So it's important to use it wisely and keep using it. And a lot of good thoughts can come through whilst meditating. So I invite you today to sit in silence. I will do the same, at least for a little bit. Doesn't matter how long. And see what happens. Let me know in the comments what you experience. Let me know if you like what you're hearing. Subscribe, share. And I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. I skipped a couple days of recording because I was working, and I'm glad to be back. So hopefully you enjoyed your time off from me. But I'll wish you a great day, morning, evening, nighttime from this beautiful forest. And I'll say I'll catch you in the next one. Much love. Take care and peace.